Ebony, ich komme aus El Salvador und ich bin in San Salvador geboren.
Que no me tiembla la mano.
14 Jahre alt.
Quizás, si se pudiera volar, visitaría
Gas,
los
man,
más
es como
ciudades en ciudades en me encantaran las salas, me quedaría en casa mirando la televisión. Hay muchas cosas que me gustaría buscar. Somos quienes somos, seremos grandes adultos en la expansión. Somos los grandes gigantes.
Language Landscape is a project that seeks to change the way people see and hear their linguistic environment, the language environment.
Language Landscape is a map. It's user-friendly. The idea is that anybody at any point in time can make a recording of themselves speaking in whatever language and upload it to this map.
Primarily to map where they're spoken rather than where the speaker is from, or to have one point representing the whole of a language. So you can more accurately map the linguistic diversity in the world. So one marker represents one recording as how that language was spoken at one point in time.
I'm recording Mr. Rodway speaking Japanese. So, how do you say your name in Japanese?
日本語で私の名前はニール・ロドウェイです。
What's your favourite childhood memory?
私は子供の時、一番好きな思いは、多分、オランダに。
So my language landscape project is about different languages spoken around the world and like how they differ from each other, and like we're going to be talking about the different scripts they use. Like in Bengali they use a different script to us in English, whereas in French they like speak different but they have the same script as us. So we're going to record some teachers from the school who speak and write different languages, and like they're going to talk to us about stuff they know about their language. And yeah,
I think the lessons of landscape is very good because it's showing us how languages are important in our life, and it's showing us languages is not something that we just speak, it's much more, because for language that we speak, languages are very important as well. Say if you want to get a job and you go to France and you don't know French, then it's not really going to help you. So that's why you should learn a lot of languages while you're a little baby, because scientifically proven that a kid can learn a lot of languages.
We've been working with Bow School in London, doing a pilot project where we hope to educate children about linguistic diversity and respect for languages. We introduced the ideas of minority and endangered languages as well, and there were also more technical aspects to the workshops. So we taught the children how to make a good recording for linguistic purposes, and they got together to create their own group projects to document the languages that were spoken mainly in their school. So all of this was really to raise awareness of linguistic diversity, to encourage language learning in general, and to help the children sort of be aware of their own languages and to respect their home languages.
Provide them with technical skills such as making audio recordings or filming, working with the website, also learning to make or to design their own projects and manage their own projects.
Our project is the convo and my role is the interview.
Hello, my name is Naeem, and the project that we're going to do today is teachers who speak different languages in our school.
Ask the questions. Thank you.
Okay. We talked about languages and words in languages. We did a lot of interactive quizzes and made sure that they were very much on board and invested a lot of energy, mostly in deconstructing some ideas and stereotypes about languages being better or worse, or the number of languages in the world, these kind of basic concepts about linguistics.
Now, each of the groups have one problem, and those are, if you can please read them loud.
Look, I wrote the
Wind.
So the boys group at first were a bit wary of this group of university students coming into the classroom and invading and saying, "We're going to talk to you about languages." And but I think over time, as they got used to us and they realized that having a connection with their languages and their cultures was an important thing. And you could also see in the way they interacted with us that they became more confident, although at times they were really noisy and like to interrupt. I would like to interpret that as being really enthusiastic about the subject that we were teaching and being really curious.
I think it's especially important to do outreach with schools, considering the proposed changes to the education system and the fact that even currently children don't have to study a language to GCSE level.
I definitely think the children enjoyed it. I think that was one of the most clear things from the project. Because there were lots of learning outcomes and they met quite a lot of them, and there were some things that they learned that we hadn't really anticipated. It was very interactive, but one thing that I certainly got from it was that the children and the teacher enjoyed it. There was a lot of smiles all around.
I've seen the sides of these students that I haven't seen before. What I've really seen with this project is just really how capable they are of, producing presentations and going out and finding recordings very independently of me. Schools that are in diverse communities like this, there's a real need, I think, to think about languages, think about global diversity and really start to celebrate that. It's about that perception of having that second language and it not being so important, when actually what we should be saying to them is pushing that and saying, you speak Bengali is amazing, that makes you much more employable. You can go to a bank and say, I speak Bengali, and immediately I'm listening because you've got that extra skill which is not so common actually.
I learn about many endangered languages, and I learn about how many speakers there are in other languages.
What I learned was that you should be proud about your language, and when you say a language, make sure you remember it and teach it to your kids, because a lot of languages are not safe, because what is happening is they're getting extinct.
And you don't like that?
No.